Okay, this has officially gotten fun.
Hi, I'm George the Antique Nomad. Come with me as I wander the country in search of valuable vintage, amazing antiques, and cool collectibles. We'll buy, sell, and trade at antique malls, shops, and shows, estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, anywhere people go to find really interesting things that just aren't made anymore. So come on, let's go! I'm on my way back from the Allegan Antique Show. I really didn't get to show you much because I had a bunch of viewers come and introduce themselves. It was so great. They were so sweet. Lisa and Paul came, and Barbara, thank you so much for helping me. She helped me hold my tent while we talked because the wind really kicked up a lot more than was expected. So I'm driving back to where I'm staying, and wow. It is trash day, the point of the year where they do this, and then I guess someone comes along and picks it up. This is curious to some people, but it's actually a phenomenon in a lot of areas, especially in the Midwest. And, well, I know there's lots of channels like Taco Stacks and Paper and Moose where people go through this stuff and they find things and make money. And I have to say, there are a couple of things in this pile that are going to be useful if this works. For example, it's a very simple rack for holding clothes at a show. It's collapsible. It's not wonderfully strong. It's not going to hold a whole lot of stuff, but I had so much wind today that I wished I'd had one of these so that I could have hung the clothes low instead of on the tent. Oh look, it even has little wheels. And it folds down to just that, and that's a pretty great handy size. So it all works, I'll take that. See, look how convenient, it's like it's not even there. I'm assuming this old house probably was full of this stuff, and this is why you're looking at 70s stuff that was stored there 30 years ago, perhaps, and that they decided to get rid of it. The orange chairs are very groovy, but they are not in good condition, so they are not going with me. Everything got a nice rain soaking. They got more rain to the south of us. Thankfully, it bypassed us, but look at these kiddies chairs. They're Brunswick. Now, these aren't worth a fortune or anything, but they seem to be in good shape. And there's this cute little turquoise desk chair, but it's cracked. So we're leaving that. It's too bad because those modern arms are pretty good. I wonder who made this. A lot of furniture was made in this area. We're near Grand Rapids, but this was Arlington Seating of Antioch, Illinois. Never heard of them, but it's a nice design. I like the arms. They remind me a little bit of, oh, I don't know, Thonet or some of the other mid-century pieces. And then here's this. Brunswick is the same company that made bowling furniture. Oh, and somebody was trying to sell this for $2. But look how the fiberglass is just not good. So if they're all like that, well then, we're going to leave this for someone else. But this one, oh, it's got a crack. Yep. Well, we tried. We'll leave them upright. Maybe someone else will see them and think they're great. I'm not going through the rest of that soggy garbage. No, thank you.
Well, I thought I would just have fun today and see what's out there, so I decided I'd stop anywhere I thought there might be a reseller bargain, and I decided to try a Goodwill. Now, you know, I used to shop thrift stores all the time, and in Washington State they were really good, and in Oregon they were really good. I'm in the Midwest right now. I have not had the best luck, but I'm going to do what I always did and try to look for things that I recognize are old. I didn't see anything in the books or the clothes, but here's this old china cabinet. These are a tough sell now, and they are asking $150 basically, which is what I ask for in estate sales. So no other old furniture other than very dowdy stuff like you would have seen on the set of All in the Family back in the 70s, not the stuff people are collecting now. But I always skim the art and look to see if we see anything signed. Here's something. Oh yeah, this is a production piece though. I don't see anything with old frames that might have value. No old housewares today. I definitely look for old stereo equipment now, but that's all newer. You know, I mean, this is what people have. I realize this is what people are donating, and it's helpful, and they do good things for somebody somewhere, but for resellers, it just seems to me like a lot of Goodwills, at least in Indiana, are really bereft of anything really interesting that's vintage or old. So let's see what else is cute, because you never know what'll slip through. Old board games, early video games, but this all looks pretty generic. Oh, this is what happens if you're mean to Rudolph. Shouldn't make fun of people's noses. Okay, the Glassware Aisle. I have learned because of Yvonne Thrifty Rich and Crazy Lamp Lady to look at mugs. Even newer ones, there's some that are pretty valuable. Not really these, though, from what I'm seeing. There might be something way back there if I dug. I don't see any vintage dinnerware of any sort. This all looks like 90s and contemporary offshore. And the glass is mostly clear. I don't see any old depression or etched elegant. Oh, finally, here's something old. Okay, we can show you one vintage thing that we found. Hickory Farms, when they would set up for Christmas in the malls, they would give those out. Well, let's see if we can find anything else that's vintage in here. Okay, wait, we found one more thing. This is a Yadro Christmas plate. It's the first year they came out. Nicely done. I don't really like the transferware. It doesn't seem to match the pattern. You don't see these as much as the other European Christmas plates, and they want $2.99. It's probably worth $10, but you know, by the time you ship that, it's just not going to make you any money. So my opinion of this Goodwill, like so many around here, is
I am in Three Rivers, Michigan, which is not a place I expected to be, coming back from the Allegan Antique Show, but it's Michigan, and here's this crazy thing about Michigan. More than any other place I've seen, they will have a sale any day of the week. So next to this very nice old town square is this very nice old house, and I see signs for an estate sale on a Monday. Almost nobody has an estate sale on a Monday if it's not a holiday Monday. So this is great. I'm delighted. I'm going to go see what there is.
Okay, these are the aluminum versions, but that's nice because they're lighter. And $20, $35, these are good prices. This is a very cute set here. Now, this would do great in Florida. I'm sure the price is good too.
I bet they're Salterini. I don't have a way to look right now. But the prices are really good. I'm really pleased to see. I think there's going to be stuff here. The women's bike with the basket is $85 for the old Schwinn. That's a good deal for that piece. In here, the toboggan is $35, and wow, what a great look. The decal's a little worn, but you know, you could just take that off. Someone would definitely like that. Pottery Wheel for $3.95. This one looks like it's 60s because I think it's got a yellow, like the old school desk plastic seats. Now, that might be old for some people, but these are really well made and they usually still work. And when I've done estate sales, pottery wheels and kilns and things related to home ceramics have really done well. So it's something to look for if you sell real world. And then Old Wicker, Michigan is a great place to find it. I want this to be convertible so it turns into an ironing board or a bachelor's chair, but it looks like it's just the top that flips, and I don't really approve of the way they repainted it, so I guess I'm going to leave it. $10 though, it's a good price. Let's see what's in here. This is, it turns out, the first day of the sale. I thought it was the last day, but it turns out it's the first. Look at this great wallpaper. So there should be a lot of stuff left. The old stereo equipment is cool. Those are not bad prices. There's probably money to be made. I don't see any great old books, but let's see what we have down here. Maybe we'll find something. A lot of these are references, and references don't sell well. Oh yeah, everything up there is a reference book. These people apparently were quite intelligent looking at the titles, but people are not generally interested in that. They want things like this, Anti-Mame with the dust jacket. That's cute. It was one of my favorite books as a teenager.
Let's check out some junior high looks in 1980.
Well, she's been seated for a while.
Yes, if one of these people is you, please leave your name in the comments. And if one of these people looked like you, well then you pretty much are that age group, because everybody kind of looked like this back then. And here's a bunch of books. Mainly children's, Edgar Guest as well. There's some cute things here. Nothing that's really particularly valuable, though, that I see. Story a Day, Optical Illusions. That would be fun. I like all those eye trick things. Card tricks. Nice old brass push-up candlestick holder. It's only $3, but it's fairly lightweight, so I think it's a 1970s vintage.
Needs a new cord. You know, I don't need another project. fish.
I sent a text over to Aaron on those cast iron.
That's a stamp from about 1970.
In 1970, women's clubs were more of a social gathering, but they originated as part of the temperance and suffragette movements. Hola! Anyhow, we are on to this silhouette. It's nice, it's paper, but it's more recent. And then for $5, this isn't bad. It's another one of these Lane cedar chests to get you the idea of what you wanted to buy in terms of a hope chest when you had such a thing. $5 is not a bad price, but I have a couple already. And then I like that one with the elephants. Sydney Opera House for our folks down under. Metalwork really became popular in the 60s, and there's a neat little magazine rack for $10.
Need a couple tripods for that camera?
Yeah, maybe so. No, I'm actually looking for things because I buy and sell, so I like to take pictures of things and figure out who needs it out there.
Understandable. I do the same thing.
$5 a pair, and then there's these dolls. These are really cute. I like the composition. She's cute because she's a nurse. I do like her. And this one appears to be a whack or something similar. Yeah, those are pretty great. This guy is so fun if his shot glass wasn't broken. That's a very specific one though. Usually I wouldn't buy such a thing, but look at all the detail in this. It's clearly old oak, but it's got a big stain. That's why. Okay. This has a pretty enough cover to make me think with that dust jacket that it's a dedication piece, which it is. Here we go. Centennial book. Very specific to here. Christmas Stories, 10. Wish they wouldn't write with pencil inside. And as I was scanning, I see this bed base, which is Weller. They want 45. And it's beautiful, but it's small. A lot of cute things on this table. Most of them are not things I buy. Some of them are. Here's a silhouette for $4. It's seemingly in good condition. I see a little rippling. No water stains. Yeah, I'm thinking that's alright. That's very cute. Honeykins. Okay, so it is the first day, not the last day, so no discounts, but that's fine. I'll just buy the stuff I think is priced right. Whimsical, smiley looking kitty. $6. These little bisques just don't do it for me. Cute, but no money in them really. And it's not what I collect, so here's a Sebastian miniature with the box, and it's the Doctor. Because it has the box, I'm going to pay $5. It's more than I usually would. But this is an older one, I believe, looking at the box. And we'll tell by looking at the bottom. No, actually it's one of the newer ones with the light blue oval label, but it's still cute. I think $5 is okay for that one. It should sell for about $12 with the box, I expect. Oh, and it's got the paperwork, that helps too. So into your box you go.
Coming! Bathroom!
This is cute as can be, look at that, $12. I have a feeling about this, even though it's missing some paint. I don't think there's a lot of these sprayer nozzles with this because I just don't run into them anyway. So I'm going to check that one out. Now that I look, they're all older. Not original, early, but have some age. Sex endocrinology. This is a very literate and intelligent family who read a lot of references and not a whole lot of the things that people think are fun to collect. A few kids' books, though. What is this with the interesting rocket graphic? Oh, it was a pop-up book, but it's not all there. Too bad.
By the way, if you are not already a subscriber, please do, because you can click that bell then and be notified of future videos. Also, I have a website where I talk about appraisals, and you can send in information and get a single item appraisal, or I can help you with larger projects as well. I am always really glad to help a viewer with anything I can, and so contact me, leave comments here. It's always good to hear from you folks. Now let's get back to the video.
Well, we knew there was going to be some glass in a place like this. Astoria heirloom, $12. Thank you. Could have probably sold this at the show I just did near Holland, Michigan. I don't think this is very old, though. Well, actually, it's older than it looks. $4. I think I will take that. See what other trouble we can get into. I like these. Barware. It's a cute little handled server. It's only $4. I'll take that too. No chips? Yeah, that is a factory flaw, but that's alright. This Fenton is $45. This art glass is $70. Who would that be? Let's see if we can tell. It was made in 2000. Roselle is the artist. I'll have to look into Roselle. It's pretty. It's definitely a Pilchuck style. Around 2000, in that pink and orange hue, that would have been pretty timely. I don't usually get excited about Nippon, but this is a nice Noritake piece. The birds are pretty. It's in great shape. It's large. For $5, I have to have it. Don't have to have the Fenton. And this young lady has to go home with me. Made in England, Glamour Girls. Oh, that is fabulous. I have never seen that particular piece before. And they don't say who the maker is. That's interesting. I wonder if there's any scholarship on which company did such a cheeky thing and then didn't take credit for it. Looks like 1950s. Okay, this has officially gotten fun.
They do feed us.
Now these are fun because they have a whole stack that are Disney for only $2, and it looks like there's even a ticket from Disneyland.
Tree topper. What is a Christmas tree topper? Oh.
Yep, they're all in good shape.
Here's some more pretties. These are all going to be silver plate, but the picture is Blanco. I'll take that for $12. It's not a huge piece, but it's great color. Sandwich glass. This is a nice piece. I think this is Depression with this twist in the blue. Sadly, this is as is. It has a chip. It's too bad because it's submerso of some sort. This one actually has a Murano label. It's $35. It's probably 1980s. It's nice. I don't think there's a lot of room in it because it's the smoke gray. They're taking bids on the cello. That happens a lot at estate sales on more expensive items. If you don't pay the full price, then whoever is the high bidder gets it at the end. The china cabinet has usual china cabinet-y things. A nice old Victorian teapot that might sell now with people buying these for bridal showers, but it's a nice old ironstone one. It's pre-1891 imperial. It's just that they're not easy sells right now for me. The platter, the casserole dish is a good piece in the Wedgwood Queensware, but it's not going to be affordable at that price. King's Crown, you could buy this stuff. 12 for $20 isn't bad for the little port stems, and people like this size, but they're not super cheap either. These are an off-brand of cornware, so not super desirable. They're not the Shawnee. This set here is Morgantown, and it's nice, even though it's smoke. It's a nice design. It's $9 for the set. It's really not bad. I'm tempted by that. And then this is very cute. I assume Czechoslovakian made. Peasant art. Made in Czechoslovakia. Very nice, 1930s, and it really was supposed to be bohemian. This is what bohemian was like in the 30s. And it's $6. You know what? I think I'll buy that. I know it's not exactly Laura Caldwell's bohemian, but I'm expecting to meet her because of some shows I'm doing. And I would like her opinion of old boho. And the bottle stopper. She's just too much fun. For $3. Flask cell. This one has some fraternal crest. That makes it a little less interesting to me unless it's something really great. Made in Denmark though, so it has some age.
This is 13. Oh, you got her number?
That's me, Lucky 13.
Oh, is she ready to check out?
This looks cool. What's a bank book? Do you save money in this?
I'm going to have him go back and get the
Penny page.
You got it all.
Oh, I see. Wow. Oh, you got, every time you saved a penny, you got a decal. Every time you saved a dime, every time you saved a quarter.
That's it, I think.
Ah, there we go. That's to teach you to save money. Very clever. Sponsored by Pampers. I bet that's a great record.
If I don't bring it there, then you don't. Then
Armstrong and W.C. Handy. I like jazz. Very white audience, but it's cool that they're getting into jazz. I have a kitchen and then 2 more floors to go. Kitchen looks pretty kitchen-y. Some vintage stuff, avocado, so there's something old. Speaking of avocado, this looks like a set of Mary Hartman, especially that expression. Here we go, low ceiling. I always have to duck. I ring my bell so many times on low ceilings in basements, conducting estate sales as well as shopping at them. Cool toy with a broken box. Nancy Ann's storybook doll with her hair missing. Kathy. Well, there's a lot of Kathys, and that's 50 cents. But they still do pretty much the same thing. Now, I love vintage children's sewing machines. We know this is a little later because these are plastic, so probably 60s. Original home style. Okay, so probably Japanese. This opens, ooh, the original battery. That could be a good or a bad thing. Means it's probably never been used, but it also could corrode the points. However, that looks really clean. I think I'm going to take this. I'm not going to take this at $45, but it does have the box. It's an off-brand called Amsco. I think it was sold at the discount stores. But if you are a woman around my age now, you might have had this. This is the classic 1970s rumpus room. It's got the games, it's got the right look, it's got the wood paneling everywhere, but not in this great metal dollhouse.
So this set that you see is Maya. We see that floral pattern a lot. It's well made. And this is an interesting stone. This is Petoskey Stone. It's a certain kind of limestone where you can see where the water rippled in it, and it causes these interesting little bumps in it. It's got an interesting texture, and the people up in Petoskey, Michigan, where I did the show last July, are very proud of these stones and seek them out, and they have value. This is a really fun pair of old tennis shoes that I saw, and they look like they haven't been used much. Now, they're an off-brand. They're not Keds. They're sort of trying to look like Converse. They're late 60s, early 70s with those stripes, but they are my size, a size 12, and they're only $8. So if I can't sell them to a vintage person doing resale clothing, I will wear them. Now, I am not a rag picker by nature, but I look at vintage clothes when I see them. This has great color, interesting texture, but it is a knit, and I find knits don't do very well, even though it's the complete suit from the 70s, and I think the colors are fun. They've got 14 on it. I just think I'll pass on that because of the knit factor, but this is nice. It looks like it's a Pendleton, and we'll find out if the price is for a Pendleton collector or a reseller. Yeah, it's for a collector, they know. Alright, let's see here. We've got the Viewmaster reels in the Viewmaster, and it's $5 for all. I usually get about 6 or 7 for the older viewers like this with the Bakelite. They originally were round. Rowan and Martin Laughlin. So this has some age, early 70s, Mouseketeers. Yeah, I get about $1.50 each for the reels, and I usually won't pay more than a quarter or 50 cents, but with the viewer, I think there's money to be made on that. And I'm out of viewers right now. Let's see, we've got some old, oh, hey, look at that. Cheech and Chong. Sister Mary Elephant, and that's for a 45, and it's just the sleeve, but it's a quarter for all of these sleeves, and someone's going to have that record and need that, because it was sort of obscure. They kind of came out of nowhere, so I have a feeling that just the sleeve is going to be worth $5 or $6, and for a quarter, I will take that. It's easy to ship. Now I need to see if I can find the record. Okay, I looked and could not find that copy of that record. I see some other records, at least they like jazz and some cool stuff, and here's a great turntable. I wonder if this works. It's kind of a plain Jane on the outside, but the orange inside is good. Well, shoot, the record player didn't work, so I'm going to look for other things. These little Mexican marionettes are cute, but people don't really seem to buy those. On the other hand, these Costa Rican carts are made in a particular town. I've sold big size ones as bar carts for $150 or more. This little one is cute just to have as a dresser box. It's $15. I'm going to take that. These actually are worth some money. These Hot Wheels are newer, but let's see. Oh, this is the old Auto Factory game where you would build cars, and if that was in good shape with the box, it's actually a pretty collectible piece. This one's been used to death, though. There's a few HO train set pieces, including stuff I had when I was a kid. So let's get up out of the basement and go upstairs. This is the last level I haven't seen yet, so maybe there'll be something good here. This is a nice blanket, and yes, the tag is going to say Faribault for Faribault, Minnesota. The town this was made in. It's a good wool, it's got the stripes, it's got the nice edging, it's $40. And so it's a little too rich for my blood, but I don't blame them. It's a good piece. Someone may buy it just to have it because it's in good condition. This crocheted piece, and then an Afghan. I like the colors in the background of that one. I think it's only $6. I might take that. And here's another Afghan that somebody left in the bathroom sort of unceremoniously, also in deep colors that I like. This is a cute piece. It's only $5. It's not a major label, but it is closer to the size that a lot of vintage fashion wearers are now. A lot of old fashion is really tiny, like this little dress here. Nice plaid skirt. Might be Abercrombie and Fitch, in which case it'd be a good buy. No, it's not. Let's see, that's very 80s, and I don't see anything really in here for vintage, but here's a pin on a coat. And this is another reason to look at clothing, is that you will find jewelry attached to clothes sometimes. So now I'm going to go back through and look for pins on the other clothes in here. I know a dealer in Spokane who does jewelry, and she found a $300 pin on one of these very ordinary pieces of clothing in a closet there. So this is why it's worth looking, but I don't see any more. Now, upstairs in estate sales sometimes can be kind of scant like this, because when I set up an estate sale, and these folks are professionals, I can tell as well, I take things downstairs and try to make it easier. Oh, 1 in 6 buy computers. Family suffers. We used to have a little more of a thoughtful mind about computers, I think, back in the 80s, but we succumbed, and now because of that we have YouTube, so see, it all worked out. This is a grade 8 show train set, and that's a Lionel, but it's the plastic Vera, and I don't really dig those as much. And then we have that cute 70s little lion with the bird who he's being very officious with, but not eating, so that was nice of him. Boy Scout neckerchief, not a particularly old one. Really, with Boy Scout stuff, people want things from the 50s and earlier. Once you get into the 60s, they're pretty common. Oh, here's the Scout Handbook. I had this when I was a Boy Scout. It had this great advice that if someone was bleeding from the head, you should tie a tourniquet tightly around their neck to stop the bleeding. It also stops the breathing, so they eventually took that out of the book. These World War I planes made in metal were done in the 1960s as decoration. You see them in a lot of kids' rooms. And then this little boudoir is the girls' room. You see some Fenton glass and some other milk glass and traditional looking things from the 60s. But this is cute. Now this is a sand casting and painting, and I haven't seen this one before. I don't know if it's a commercial thing or something someone made. Okay, it's got a name on the back, and it's a local artist, I think, who cast these. But it's really cute, and it's $4, and it's so 1970s. I think I'm going to take that just for fun. And then our last room is the Christmas room. There is a nice old chest of drawers and these little vanities where you would pull out and do a dresser skirt around them. But what I really like are those Santa candlesticks for $4. We had those when I was growing up, so I know someone else will recognize them too. The mahogany piece with the timbre front there is sold, but that's nice. And the rest of this all looks pretty new. Well, I sure had a good time at this estate sale, and I had a lot of fun wandering today. It's nice sometimes going home from a show if you have a little bit of extra time to just sort of see where the wind takes you, because if you take the back road, if you get off the freeway, you might just stumble across something like this. I spent $257 at the estate sale, and I expect to make about $7 to $7.50 off of what I bought because I got some pretty good deals on some stuff. So I'm very happy. I had a good day. I had a lot of fun bringing this to you. Please check me out on the social media you see in the description. Click to subscribe. Check me out on the Antique Nomad Live channel. Click that bell to be notified if you are a subscriber of upcoming videos, and we'll see you again soon. It's really fun to bring this stuff to you and show you what I see when I'm out there looking for antiques and vintage to resell. Have a good evening, everybody, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye now. Thanks for joining me again in the fun and fascinating antique community, here where online meets the real world. Please click the subscribe button below, click the bell to be notified when new videos upload, leave a comment below, and hit thumbs up to like this video. Links to our online social media daily posts and our items for sale are in the description. This is George at the Antique Nomad. Bye for now.